Yeah, I'm actually able to see people.
Welcome back to Truth Hurts, where we expose corrupt politicians and the lying corporate media. I'm Jake Duesenberg, your host. We're broadcasting live from Roseville, Minnesota, the heart of the beast, the left-wing, radical zombie apocalypse of Minneapolis, St. Paul area. It's just terrible here. California's maybe a little bit worse, especially San Francisco, but we're pretty bad. We're really bad.
It's hotter there, though.
Is it hotter in San Francisco?
Well,
no, it's not hotter in San Francisco.
I think it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Fact check that one right away. Will you? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I will.
As you guys know, part of our political junkies, Mr. Straight-Laced himself, the blonde Matt Walsh. How you doing, William?
Pretty good. That's one of the more flattering things you could say about me, in my opinion.
Straight-laced?
So, thank you. No, the blonde Matt Walsh one.
Well, okay. Same personality. That's how I get it. Also, political junkies, Mega Jesse. What's going on with you?
Yeah, not much. I mean, we were about to expose the deranged Jack Smith, so I think we definitely got to get into that.
Yeah, this show is pretty much what you've been dreaming we would have here. Reading your comments on our new set, Bridget Williams. How you doing, Bridget?
I'm doing fabulous, and I did fact check. San Francisco is 77 right now, so it's colder. 79 here.
It is.
It says.
Jake 1, William 0.
But it doesn't snow there.
Well, yeah, that's because it's coming off the coast.
No.
And that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's further south than we are.
You have no idea how weather works, do you?
Yes, I do. They're further south than we are.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't always.
Colorado is further south than, let me think of a good example. Well,
Minnesota.
Well, I was going to say Colorado's further south than San Francisco as well. Parts of it.
Parts of it.
Yeah. But it's higher up.
Well, it's the elevation.
We need to do a science lesson today. As you can tell on Bridget's set, if you go back to Bridget's set, your comments will be right there. You can see it. She's got to remove her enormous Stanley.
I know, this is going to be weird.
I already see Tucker making the Howenstein.
I know,
pitch.
Tucker is, yeah.
Pull your phone back. We'll be answering your calls live. You see the phone there? You go. Answering your calls live.
Let me go like this.
For legal reasons.
That'd be sweet if that thing worked. Wait, Dawson.
Deep State Dawson, by the way, they're running the dials, not reading your comments. We were going to take a call from Joe Exotic from prison today, but apparently he's in solitary confinement.
He's still in week 4 of solitary confinement.
Okay, well that's Mega Jesse's Democrat choice. So
No, it's a shame. I mean, why are they putting him in solitary confinement? I don't know a good reason for why they would be doing that. He's probably not a threat to others in prison, right? He's probably minding his own business, and he's locked up for phony crimes. So
the campaign didn't give us these talking points, by the way.
No, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. I'm not going to. I don't need talking points to say the truth.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter, by the way, @action_liberty. Also, if you're watching, not on Rumble, go follow us on Rumble. You can just look up Truth Hurts. If you're on Rumble, we'll be reading your comments mostly. We'll try to get to other platforms, maybe. If you for sure want us to read your comment, go ahead and put a little Rumble rant in there, $10 or more. You'll for sure interrupt anything we're saying, and we will read your comment.
Some people are saying tech issues. Bad at Harry says, anyone else having tech difficulties?
Yeah,
Tucker says no, but then Base Minnesota says frozen.
Yeah, it's better, I think, on the browser for people in the comments section on Rumble. That's from what I'm understanding of it. So maybe move to a browser if that's...
Everything on this side is A-okay.
So. Okay, yeah, and we can't
it's working for me, too, here. So
yeah, we can't end up controlling the end. By the way, I see, this is interesting. So now I actually see the comments. I hardly ever read the comments. Bad Ed Harris says, did you see the tweet from Ilan Omar about our climate crisis? You can go to actionforliberty.com and you can read all about that story. William just posted it. But is it up?
No, I was actually just about to say that.
Publish it.
But wouldn't it have been cool? See, I was making the pitch we should talk about it today, and Jake was like, I don't know.
Well, now I guess we have to. Yes. But we have to talk about the first thing, which is...
I'll publish it real quick.
Apparently Donald Trump's getting indicted for the 3rd time. Now, this is, Jesse, if I'm counting right, 3 of the 4 big ones that they're coming after him on with criminal. We got to remove this one on the fake rape, right? That was such a joke.
Yeah.
And we took that one down. Listen, I'm not like a Trump apologist, right? Like, my mind's not made up on where I'm going in this presidential election. We all know Mr. DeSanctimonious fanboy over there, William. That's so mean of. That is so mean of Dawson.
I'm trying to post.
He's actually doing work. How dare you?
Oh,
Dawson?
did you put the camera on?
He did. He totally put the camera on you.
I thought we weren't doing that anymore.
No, he's an asshole, and he's going to do that to you every single time.
You were talking about him and saying, "This is William."
That's
doing
how Chad I am.
Williams.
I'm not even looking at you when you're insulting me.
Well, I'll insult him back, Dawson. zoom in on your mustache there. What's going on with your face?
It looks like Napoleon Dynamite's
I could try.
brother.
So
or
let me
uncle.
tell you what's going on there.
Oh, Uncle Rico.
Yeah.
I forgot to
no, not
shave.
Uncle Rico, the other
No.
guy. The
No,
guy that
because
sits
look,
on
he looks
line.
like he's dressed to go on the yacht today.
Well,
Oh, I'm dressed great, but my face has a rat on it that I need to shave when I get home. before the
Hey,
gym.
no, you gotta have patience when it comes to growing facial hair, because otherwise it's not gonna happen.
I know,
Like
I
when
know
I grew
that.
my first beard, it didn't look great, but like you
Right.
gotta wait it out, and eventually it looks good.
I know right now I'm in my Jesse phase, but it's gonna
you
start
say
looking
Jesse
real
phase?
good.
What the fuck does that mean?
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Those were fighting words
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Just,
Be worried, Dawson.
we all look like shit starting to grow mustache.
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried.
oh,
about
you're
it.
talking about facial hair for
Mhm.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
that's-
else did you think he meant?
You don't mess with Jesse, huh? I saw that. And Jesse wrestled in college, so
That
you
is
gotta be
true.
careful there.
Mhm.
Just because you got 2 months of weightlifting in on you there.
These guys don't know.
This
that
is what
deep
we wake
state.
up to this morning. A statement by Donald Trump on Truth Social. So I guess you'd call this a truth. Go
Yep.
down, scroll down here. We got an image of his Truth Social. Wow. No, that was horrible. It was a horrible impression. Let's
really
start
bad.
over again. Wow. On Sunday night, wow. You do it. I can't do it,
I
William.
can't read it from here.
You can't. Well, you got a phone,
We
don't
gotta-
you?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
It says, on Sunday night, while I was with my family, having just arrived from the Turning Point event in Florida, where I won the straw poll against
Oh.
all other Republican candidates with 85.7%, with all polls showing me leading in the Republican primary by very substantial numbers, a lot of numbers, very good. Almost everyone predicted that I will be the Republican nominee for president. And as I'm leading Democrat Joe Biden,
pretty good.
or I call him Sleepy Joe, in the polls by a lot. It's like, wait, where are we going with this, Trump? Finally, he breaks a news story. Horrifying news for our country was given to me by my attorneys. So, first of all, the first paragraph, we don't even learn what's going on.
He's hooking you in.
That's the most Trump thing ever. Like, horrifying. Wow.
He's a
Unbelievable.
storyteller, yeah.
It's like, what? Where is it? I don't see it. He's just like, just to remind you, I'm leading by a lot.
Mhm.
Deranged Jack
I mean,
Smith.
85.7% is a big margin.
It's a-
You know, he
Well,
destroyed
according
there.
to which poll?
That was the turning point.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought Perry Johnson, real quick. I thought Perry Johnson came in second on that
did.
He
one,
did,
but everyone's
yeah.
saying Vivek came in second.
No, it was Perry Johnson. And,
But then Turning Point released their graphic and they said that Vivek came in second.
Yeah, they're probably embarrassed that Perry won second. Here's
Yeah.
the deal. This is how it works. If you guys don't understand this, straw polls are not scientific at all. A lot of times, what happens is people will, like campaigns, will pay. And I don't know if this is the case with Donald Trump. I think Turning Point's been very pro-Trump for a while, so maybe it's just a biased crowd. But the campaigns will actually pay to have people there so they get a good straw poll result. So
Yeah, but,
they're
you know,
really kind of fraudulent.
But Charlie Kirk was not like, 100% Team Trump. He was giving DeSantis the benefit
Yeah,
of
he
the doubt in the
was in
very
the
beginning.
beginning.
He was saying, let's see how things work out. Let's have a fair primary. Both are good guys. Both are conservatives. But no, Charlie Kirk realized this guy don't know how to campaign, so he got 100% behind the Trump train one more time. So, so Charlie Kirk, of course, he's Trump now, but he gave DeSantis a fair shake, and so have a lot of conservatives. So have a lot of people that went to that convention, and Trump's already wrapping it up. DeSantis at 14%.
You follow him a little bit more, Bridget. Like, is that a great summary of Kirk?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't listening, so I was texting Dawson about something. But I would say Charlie Kirk himself, this is what I'll say. It's true.
I can't get over that.
I was trying to tell him that this is
You
frozen.
should tune out when Jesse says
It's
something.
frozen.
Yeah.
is that
No,
frozen?
it's I'm not
frozen.
tuned out. I was just trying to tell him that the
If
screen is
if you
frozen.
talk for a little bit, Bridget, I'll fix it while you're talking.
Okay. No, I was going to say
What's the problem?
this is frozen behind me.
Oh.
The comments. That's what I was trying
Oh,
to
I
tell
see.
him.
Oh
so I
yeah, it
wasn't
could
listening.
be like it's just too much. Like it's 4K, but 85-inch TV. It could be too much for your computer.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead,
Well,
Bridget. What were you saying?
anyways, I was just saying that Charlie Kirk, I think himself supports Donald Trump and always has, just because I think Trump's up in a lot. And he's like, I'm a very loyal guy, is what he always says. But I don't think his supporters all support support Donald Trump.
Well,
Yeah.
I think his
it
supporters
seems
are.
like
I don't think they're necessarily.
85.7% are.
Yeah, I was listening to him. It was funny. He was claiming that because he said he has a huge amount of like grassroots donors, like the high dollar donors that like support him now that are going to be in that room at that event that they took the straw poll at. And he claimed basically that if you can't win over those people, you will absolutely not win the primary. Like if you don't have the support of those people in that room.
Yeah, and especially because it was in
So-
Florida. You know, you would think that DeSantis would want to be there, especially with, like you're saying, all these high-level donors. It was not just, regular people that were there. There were, top-level people that were, at that straw poll. So
Yeah.
I should have gone this year. I used to go to those Turning Point conferences
I wanna
like
go to
every
one
year
so bad.
in college.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I was
wow.
my chapter president of Turning Point back in college.
Could we get a
cool.
could
Yeah,
we get
that was
a
fun.
whatchamacallit vendor table at these things?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they have a big
Yeah,
vendor
we should be
hall.
doing that more
Yeah,
than
we really should. More than Yao
Yeah,
for sure.
I think
Is this
so.
No
is
offense
this
to
working
Yale.
again, Dawson, or is that still on a frozen?
it looked like it moved.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
should
broke
be
the
good.
chat, guys.
Should be good now.
It's
I
Tucker.
don't, we'll get a good computer to run that thing.
All right. Well, Trump finally stops beating around the bush and gets to the point. Deranged Jack Smith, the prosecutor with Joe Biden's DOJ, sent a letter. Again, it was Sunday night, stating that I am a target of the January 6th grand jury investigation and giving me very short 4 days to report to the grand jury, which almost always means an arrest and an indictment. Now, he hasn't technically been arrested yet, right? None of these other two. And this is 3 of 4, so they're still hanging out there, the Georgia one, which might be the most ridiculous one, by the way. And that one's a state one. So we have 2 now by Jack Smith, feds, one with New York prosecutor or New York attorney general, and then it'd be Georgia's attorney general. I think it was to be the attorney general. Or was it
No, in New York,
prosecutor?
it's the
Sorry.
district attorney of
District, yeah.
Manhattan.
So I guess I'm speaking on my ass. I don't know about the Georgia one. It's someone. It's not feds on that one. All right. So now Joe Biden's
Yeah,
attorney.
it's either with Fulton County or it's with the attorney general, but I do think it's with Fulton County.
Okay, that makes sense. So now Joe Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland, who I turned down for the United States Supreme Court in retrospect based on his corrupt and unethical actions, a very wise decision, together with Joe Biden's Department of Injustice, have effectively issued a third indictment and arrested the Joe Biden's #1 political opponent, who is largely dominating him in the race for the presidency. Nothing like this has ever happened in our country before, even close. They illegally spied on. This is actually true, right? So they illegally spied on his campaign, attacked him with totally fake dossier that was funded by Hillary Clinton's campaign and the DNC, impeached him twice, and he won. Then he editorializes here. I won. They failed on the Mueller witch hunt. No collusion. They failed on the Russia hoax, which isn't that the same thing? The 51 intelligence agents fraud, the FBI Twitter files, the DOJ Facebook censorship, and every other scam imaginable. But on top of all that, they have now effectively indicted me 3 times. The DOJ staffed and runs the DA's office in Manhattan, with a probable 4th coming from Atlanta, where the DOJ are in strict and possibly illegal coordination with the district attorney, whose record on murder and other violent crime is abysmal. This witch hunt is all about election interference and a complete and total political weaponization of law enforcement. It is a very sad, dark period for our nation. From Mr. 45. There you go.
They need to increase the character limit on Truth Social, so he could have just truthed all that.
It's a lot of truth in, right?
That is a lot of truth in.
I just can't get over the first paragraph where he doesn't even talk about what it is. It's so funny. It's
Yeah.
just so fun. It's so
He knows
Trump.
how to troll.
He
For
does.
sure. And if you go back to that article, I don't want to get too into it, but if you just scroll up a little bit from where you were, let's see here. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, there we go. Yeah, I just wanted to, we don't need to get into each one of these things that I have linked in here, but I just wanted to give some examples of the election fraud that we saw in 2020, because there's plenty of examples. When we look at Georgia, we know that they were scanning ballots multiple times. They were hiding ballots in suitcases, and the Dominion machines were proving that they could be hacked. And, you know, we look at Pennsylvania, we look at Arizona, you look at Wisconsin. You can just find, you know, piece and piece and piece of evidence. So that was just like a little thing I decided to compile. You guys can check it out if you are interested in seeing some of those, you know, pieces of video evidence, because, you know, this is all stuff that's out there. But, you know, I'm sure YouTube is going to take us down for this because, you know, we're exposing the truth. But, you know, there's, you know, really, we know Jack Smith is coming after Donald Trump because of January 6th. But why is he coming after January 6th? Because, you know, they say, oh, these people invaded the Capitol. But really, the majority of these people, they were just protesting, using their First Amendment right. We have that right constitutionally to be able to stand up against our government when it's been corrupted. It's been corrupted. They cheated an election. They stole it from Donald Trump. And the majority of these people did nothing wrong. And I also lay out in that article that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. He was telling people to stay calm. He was telling people to stay peaceful, use no violence. He was the one that told people to go home. He was the one that, condemned the violence, condemned the calamity of the Capitol. Donald Trump did every step perfectly. And I think that there was even some problems with the deep state and maybe with the FBI or somebody telling him where he can and can't go, because if you listen to what Trump was saying in that speech where he told people, go to the Capitol building, march to the Capitol, we're going to cheer for the senators and representatives that do the right thing, and then we're going to boo the ones that are bad. He didn't say any violence. He said, we're going to cheer on the people that are good. He said, I am going to meet you at the Capitol building. All of a sudden, Trump wasn't there. That's when all of the violence started to happen. If Trump was there, he probably could have calmed the storm. He probably could have told people, do not go inside the Capitol. The people would have listened. The people would have respected him. But, I think the deep state did not allow Trump to go to the Capitol building, allowing the agent provocateurs to, rile people up, get them ready to go inside. And, all of this could have been avoided if they just allowed Trump to speak. But unfortunately, we're in the situation we're in, and, they're trying to lock up Trump for trying to keep things peaceful just by exposing the election.
You make an interesting point. So there's an article, and I think this was reported by a couple, but at least one reputable source, and it was how the military leaders lied to Donald Trump about I want to say it was numbers in Syria. Do you remember what story I'm talking about? It was you look like you might know, William. Do you know what
I look like I know everything, don't I?
You do. You have that look again. Once again, there's something about your looks.
Well, no. So this was the problem.
Face. That was a
Wait,
joke.
what?
Are we not listening to each other here on the show today?
Well,
what is
Jake,
going on?
When you get excited about something, you kind of mumble over yourself, so it's hard to understand.
Brad
Do I
said
really?
Jesse Faze equals Teen Wolf. Brad Genzer earlier, he said that.
Does
I don't
someone
even
know
know
what
what
I'm
that
talking
is.
about? Military leaders
No,
lied
I
to
was about
Donald
to
Trump.
explain that.
I
So
think it was Syria.
who's the white rage guy?
White Rage?
Milley, General Milley.
Oh, yeah, General
So
Milley.
Milley lied about the numbers in Syria.
Okay, so you do know what I'm talking about.
Well, right, and before
Then why did you
Trump
deny
left,
the look that you just gave me?
because I was getting a quick joke in there, and then because I got to be funny, I got to be the funny guy.
Fairness.
I'd be one of the
fairness
funny
there.
guys, but-
okay, go ahead.
But one of us has to do it, Jake. Has
When
to be
you
the
see
funny
another
guy.
guy and we're broadcasting live and I'm struggling a little bit, you gotta come over and help.
Well, who said I thought you were doing fine.
I was struggling.
Oh.
I was like, shit. Do I really remember this story?
Well, no, so this is-
JFK. They lied to JFK about the numbers of Vietnam. Mm-hmm. So they've done this to Trump. The point I was trying to make, and then I'll let you continue on there, William, Mr. Matt Walsh, blonde-haired Matt Walsh. Jesse, it's like we know if the military lie about something so big as Syrian numbers, then why would you? It's not past us to believe that they would lie about something like that. Hey, you shouldn't go there, right? Mm-hmm. So, and he's been set up, and that's why they lied about the Syrian military numbers, because
It's
they're
not
setting
just
him
Syria, but Trump also tried to withdraw our troops from everywhere in the world, like maybe a couple months before he left office. And Milley literally told him, no, we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. And that's quite literally an act of treason, that and to lie to the president of the United States about the number of troops overseas. So,
And Milley was talking with the Chinese, after...
and talking to the Chinese.
Yeah, he was saying, we're going to give you a full warning if we're going to do anything in the world. It's unbelievable.
Several acts of treason right there.
Yeah. Well, and also, they're trying to come after, using Milley to come after Trump on the document case, too. Because, Trump didn't want to start war with Iran. Apparently that's his fault, too, now. So it's just another witch hunt. Here we are again.
What do you guys like? You guys keep pointing and stuff. What is
We're
going on?
talking to each other.
What?
We're
You guys want to share with the class?
just some silly little fun making the TV.
I'm
work.
trying not to
cute.
be
Are
distracted.
you rizzing?
Oh my gosh.
Am I
Is it right?
rizzing?
That's right.
Do you know my tour guide in Israel? His name was Riz.
Oh, yeah?
That was
Oh,
funny.
yeah, I'll tell you this later. This isn't appropriate to bring up now.
Well,
you know what?
now you're leaving the whole audience
One of
hanging.
one of the church services that you and I went to recently, the pastor's name was Riz. So I thought that was funny. Dawson
One of
knows
the
what we're
church
talking-
services you and I went to recently.
Yes.
That means your wedding.
No.
Seriously, Jake?
The less happy one.
I went to this one.
Oh. Okay. Why would you do that? Why would
Well,
you
because
say
the guy's name was
He's referring
Riz.
to a funeral.
Yeah, and then before
was
the
like,
show
oh,
even started, William's talking about how a 4-year-old died by eating a hot dog. It's
Yeah.
like, here we go.
You were trying to sabotage the damn show. No kidding.
Not laughing.
Wait, so the guy's name was Father Riz?
No, it wasn't.
He's
It
not
wasn't a father.
It was a
He's not a
Presbyterian
father.
church or something. But
We have $10 from KWAL for Life says cheers.
Thanks, K-Wall. We appreciate that. Oh, look at it.
Yeah, you
It
can
shows
see
up
it.
really
It's
well.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
cool.
all the time that Bridget and I were talking was getting that to work.
Yeah,
Oh.
precisely.
Oh, okay. So when you were risen, that's what you were.
And so we were doing it silently, right? So that you guys had no idea what was going on, but then Jake had to be
Yeah,
like,
then Jake had
Yeah,
to
so
go.
I'm
on.
trying to
could,
keep
one
we
of
could
them.
totally
That
tell
keeps the show
something was
together.
happening.
I'm trying to keep things together.
No,
I'm talking
Tucker
about
was-
really important stuff.
Tucker was keeping it together. He kept telling us the test worked.
I love Tucker. I think this guy's awesome.
But it was.
And
Gotta invite
you're
him
still
down
running.
sometime.
You're running a True Social with.
T-Wall's in
Oh,
Merc
yeah.
mode and enjoying listening with another
Oh.
$10.
Oh, thank you,
Cheers.
T-Wall. Yeah, I really like that. It's pretty cool.
That looks
you
great
guys
in the
wanna
background
see?
there.
You guys can test it out, see how well it works.
Yeah, everybody should test it.
yeah, get your comment up on the show.
Yeah, you
this is
cheapo
more of an
Brad
incentive.
Ganser. Come on, test it out. He was trying to pop in on the show last week, and he doesn't bother to text us. And we have the studio locked down because obviously we can't just have random guests.
Oh, is he
But
here?
No, but I saw on the security camera he was at the door.
So he was here, during the show.
Yeah, he was trying to get on set. He was going to come on set, which I'm totally fine with. But nowhere did he think, hey, maybe I should alert them. He was just doing a fun pop-in. It's like,
But
we don't-
Jake, it's a hang.
I know. I knew you were going to go that way. You're sabotaging the whole show. Where were we? We were talking about something important. I hope you guys,
We're talking about
audience
the,
hasn't left, so, all right.
We're talking about the Trump thing.
The Trump thing. We do need to talk about Finke won't debate us. That's a good story. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Lee Finke, a.k.a.
Chris
Chris
Finke.
Finke, the dude that dressed like a lady.
Yeah, well, I'll say this about this case here. I think that January 6th is probably the case that the liberals have the most hope with. It's the one that they're going to be trying to push the hardest. I think it's,
The current Jan 6 case, or are you talking about the Georgia thing?
No, I'd say this one.
Okay.
I'd say this is the one. I think that this is a bigger deal, even though, I don't think Trump's going to get in any trouble with any of these, really. If they do, it's obviously just a witch hunt that, they got the grand jury to do whatever they want to do. But I think that this is the big one. Like Jake said, nobody's talking about the rape one because everybody knows it's false. Everybody knows it's not true. Nobody's talking about the documents because everybody knows that's BS. Everybody knows that's not true. Nobody's talking about the business dealings that, they say falsified business records for the Stormy Daniels stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody's paying
I don't
attention.
agree with you on that second one. I think a lot of people think.
I think a
they
lot
got
of people
something on
are
that
talking about it.
classified documents one.
A little
They
bit,
think
but
that one's
nobody
damning.
really believes it, though.
A lot
I-
of people really do.
I
believe
think they
that,
do.
Jesse.
They
If you
think
took a
that-
poll of the general elect, and this is the problem with the MSN though, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're brainwashing people. So a lot of
Yeah.
people might believe it. Doesn't mean it's true, but people are talking about it.
I mean, there's definitely a certain percentage, but I think that even the Democrats know this is a political witch hunt. They know that it wasn't Trump
Do you really
going
think
around
that?
sharing these documents with everyone.
I don't think that. I think they really believe it.
I think
And
so.
you know,
maybe
that's
the,
what's-
the dumb citizens that fall for the mainstream media, but I'm saying the media themselves, they know better. They know better than
just those dumb people.
I know.
Yeah.
The dumb citizens.
well the dumb idiots that listen to MSNBC. Those people that believe anything that they're
Doubles
told. Of course, yeah. Anyone that watches MSNBC and
Good thing you're
believes
not a
every single word.
politician who's coming on here.
Yeah.
All the voters are stupid.
Well,
They're all idiots.
the Democrats are. Well, most voters are stupid.
Yeah, but I think
that's
there's
the
a lot of
truth.
Republicans.
Most people don't know what the hell's going on.
That's a
But
fair
a lot of
point.
Republicans think he's guilty on the classified documents one, and that's what's important about our show is we cut through the bullshit and we give you the truth. And if you go back, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes ago, I still don't think a lot of people have talked about this. This whole smoking gun, the audio of Donald Trump, which by the way hasn't been in the news lately, but that big audio release that somehow leaky DOJ gave to CNN, right? That should be the first question. That had nothing to do with any of the charges that he was being indicted for. It's like no one wants to talk about that. So it's like I think we, like our audience and people that follow alternative media that talks about this stuff are woken up. But I think the vast majority of people believe he was guilty of at least one of those 37 charges.
I don't think so. No, I think everybody knows that. Everybody knows this is a witch hunt. Everybody knows this is all political.
So they're all in the game
because-
together. Then you're saying?
Except
Cue
for
adjacent Jesse
except for
going
the
at it
idiots.
again.
Except for the idiots. There's always idiots that will fall for anything. But the people really do know that this is all a witch hunt. That the document case. It's such a scam. Everybody knows Joe Biden was hiding documents in Chinatown. Everybody knows Joe Biden had a bunch of documents in his garage. So if Joe Biden is doing the same, Mike Pence, he has documents.
Well, and they've got an explanation for that. They say that the difference is he cooperated with officials and Trump didn't, and that's the big foul.
Despite the fact that neither Biden or Pence were supposed to ever be holding on to those classified documents, only a president can declassify. Yet they're holding on to these documents, and Biden's giving them to China. So, Biden doesn't care about us. He's willing to give away all of our secrets. The Democrats and the media, they know better than what they're doing. Really, they just want to try to muddy Trump up. They want to make him into this Hillary Clinton because, the FBI investigation, they say that's why Hillary lost. So they want to do that to Trump, but even 10 times worse. That's why they're doing all these things. It's just to muddy him up. They know it's all fake. And, I don't believe that these Democrats, don't know what they're doing. They're trying to muddy him up.
I am so sorry for...
Jake is going to be distracted.
Well, no,
24/7.
we got a new set.
I wasn't even laughing. And Jake was what.
Well,
made me
because
start
I
I
laughing.
keep looking over because now I have comments, and Bridget keeps looking like...
Because I'm looking at you
"Is he
because you're
checking me out?
laughing.
Like, what's going on?
No.
Nice dress, by the way. But you're like right in line with the comments. And I see Tucker says, I almost had to say something, say it, but
Yeah,
Jake
Yes,
corrected
sir. I was
himself.
doing the same thing.
I
Like I was
know.
kind of like trying to look over here.
You guys are
Bridget's
not
like,
even paying
wow,
attention.
this dress.
No, I literally knew you were looking at the comments. I was laughing because you were laughing. I'm like, what comment is he laughing at?
No, but you kept looking back when I was looking over there.
I thought you were laughing at Jesse for
Can
going
you
on
do
his
a
tirade.
quick
No, I knew he wasn't
span,
laughing at Jesse.
like with maybe my cameras?
This is gonna be, like, way too
Because like
distracting.
and a lot of people at home can't see this, but like we're all like right around. Like you can see there's Bridget right there, and then we got the Political Junkies crew here, and then somewhere
Dawson's
back there is Dawson. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, we had to correct Bridget's set quite a bit. And it's going to take some getting used to here. Let's see if Dawson can get back to
We need
where
to
he
give you
used to
horse
be.
blinders so you can't look over
Pretty
here,
good.
Jake.
What's that?
We need to give you horse blinders so you can't look over here.
Oh my God.
We have a comment from Bad Hat Harry, though. He says, I think
Okay.
Jesse is wrong. President Trump is such a polarizing figure in American society. There are millions of people who will never believe the truth on either side of the aisle.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I agree with that assessment.
Well, it's Trump derangement syndrome.
Right.
And
And I don't
That's-
necessarily.
I guess what I'm
blame-
saying more is that Jack Smith knows better. Jack Smith.
that is not what you were
That
saying,
was
though, but I
definitely not
agree
what
with
you
you
were
on that.
saying.
No, that's definitely what I was saying. I think
No,
I
you
would
were
know what
saying
I'm
talking
saying.
about people are. Oh no, you were saying people are stupid.
I was saying, the common citizens that watch MSNBC and CNN, they're stupid. I'm saying that Jack Smith, he probably is
I
well
wouldn't
aware
say-
of what he's
when
doing.
I wouldn't even say that they're stupid. I genuinely think it's unfortunate that most people don't know what's going on. I don't think it's any fault of their own. Maybe they didn't need to do a bit more research, but I don't know. They're still our neighbors.
Yeah, what am I saying opposite to that?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, Jack Smith knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
That
this
was
is-
my point. I'm saying he knows what he's doing.
Totally wasn't his point.
Alvin Bragg.
He's trying to save himself. now. You see what
no,
he's doing?
I
You
think
always do this.
I think the second
See?
you rewatch this, you're going to be
Jesse.
like, man, why was I calling out Jesse? That doesn't even make sense.
Jesse,
That
I have
he was
one
saying the
question.
same consistent thing the entire time. I think you're going to go back and be a little bit embarrassed, Jake.
You think Jake watches this show?
Jesse, can I
You go
ask you
back
one
to
question?
No.
Can I
Huh?
ask you a question?
Yeah.
I thought you were responding to me.
Oh.
If Trump murdered somebody in cold blood, would you vote for him?
Depends who he murdered.
If he shot someone on Fifth Avenue, would
Just
you
a
lose any
random
votes?
person.
He wouldn't trust the verdict. He wouldn't. It's Jack Smith going after Trump now for murder.
Everybody knows that he didn't
No,
murder him. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
Except
well-
the stupid people, of course.
Except stupid people, right? But no, I don't know. In the hypothetical scenario where Trump shoots an innocent person, that's what
Yeah.
we're saying, an innocent person who doesn't have it coming. Yeah, that'd probably change my opinion of him a little bit.
Well,
Okay.
Well, listen here.
There we
Listen,
go.
Obama actually literally murdered a U.S. citizen, and people still voted for him. So I don't know. This
But
is
it-
the craziest thing in the world.
But yeah, I guess it wasn't Obama himself. He ordered it.
He ordered
but-
it, but he ordered
Yeah.
the
Well, he
death
pulled
of
the
a
trigger.
U.S. citizen. No jury.
Someone else is holding the gun, but he pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just in terrorist country. Should we get to some? Do we have comments?
Yeah, we have quite a few.
Okay.
Brad Ganser, I'll read his 2 comments here. He says, conservatives have jobs, homes, children, and lives. It's difficult for a lot of folks to keep up regularly. The radicals on the left have hate and free time. And then he
That's
says,
a good point.
I know, tomorrow the Democrat IRS whistleblowers will pull back the curtain on Botox Joe and his crime family.
Botox Joe.
That is
I
a
like
pretty
that.
good name. Although
Yeah.
I don't think he has Botox.
Oh, I think he does.
Oh, he totally did.
You
Oh,
actually think he does?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's
Botox.
wrinkly
His
and all.
skin
Hey.
is so stretched.
Well, it's not Botox.
Oh, okay. Well, he's
What's
doing
Botox?
something.
you got a facelift. Well, that's just like where you inject it, so you got like the big cheeks and lips,
Yeah,
right?
or just so you don't have wrinkles.
Botox.
Oh, is that the
Botox
purpose of
tightens-
Botox?
Yeah.
Botox tightens your
Oh, so
skin.
maybe
It
I'm
doesn't
wrong.
stretch it.
But I don't think he has Botox.
You really came at that like you were some expert in Botox. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I get Botox every week.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, but yeah,
No,
if
but
you
he has
look at
the
his
facelift.
forehead.
But I think that's why you have the weird ear thing, because like,
Bad
Oh,
hair.
there's
Over
actually an
clothes.
explanation for that Q theory.
well, that's just my. It's not a Q theory. He
yeah,
has
that was a
different
Q.
earlobes.
Yeah, you Q adjacent there.
Q adjacent.
That's
right?
literally Q people. Like the ears. Look at the ears, but you guys see
It's
the
not
ears.
even Q, or maybe I am a Q person. I don't know, but
Q adjacent for sure.
I think I'm cute,
you,
Jason.
there are different pictures where he has the detached earlobes and then the attached earlobes.
Yeah.
I think like plastic surgery explains that.
The Q one that I never was able to figure out is, have you ever seen the military? There's the branches of, it looks like it's a color detail or whatever detail. And they, during Trump's inaugural speech, do you know what I'm talking about, Jesse? During his inaugural speech in 2017, right? You can see these guys coming behind Trump as if they were like doing something, like some detail. And then they get this weird thing where they're told to like leave. And it's like, you know, I spent 12 years in the military. Like, how could you think you can go do something behind the president in his inaugural speech, like the most important speech, the thing that goes in a historic record? Like, no one's moving, no one's doing anything, right? And then also, pull up the video. Just, you know, I know it's on YouTube actually. It's really bizarre.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was totally spaced out for what you were saying there.
Oh my gosh.
It's just one of those days.
What is going on with it? He's totally spaced out. Well, go to YouTube and type in Trump inauguration and just type in military.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think it's just genuinely like people not knowing where their marks are.
Roxy 1956. LinkedIn CEO just gave Biden campaign $699. Is that correct? If so, bye-bye. Isn't LinkedIn
Bye bye to
CEO
LinkedIn, or
who's LinkedIn
Probably.
CEO?
okay.
Why would you bye-bye to what else?
I don't
To
know.
us?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't get it. LinkedIn CEO is isn't that some big lefty? Oh, it's owned by Microsoft.
Well, yeah, because you remember Vivek Ramaswamy got kicked off of
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, the top one there, Dawson. Yeah, this is really bizarre.
Not the top one, right?
Oh, what is that? How long
This
is
is the
that?
full speech.
Is that the whole speech?
18 minutes of
All right, go back. Oh, yeah.
Tucker says to a Dem, anything we do is at least Q adjacent.
Yeah. Go click on that second one down. Because and the Q people go, well, it's because he's talking about transfer of power from back. See, like right there. Look at that. That is crazy.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
What are you talking
you
about?
talking
It's
about?
crazy.
This is the inauguration speech. No one is like moving behind the president. Here, just play it.
What?
Let's watch. Like, like what are they doing? And then some guy's walking up the stairs, as if this is just some casual.
I think they just
speech.
mistakenly came out too early or something. I don't know.
And it very well could be, but it's like, what a mistake that is. Another
Yeah.
guy's randomly walking behind the president.
Is this Q stuff?
Yeah, what
Well,
are
the
you
Q
saying?
thing is
I'm so
because he's like,
confused.
we're going to transfer the power back to the people, and then yeah, I know, right?
Well, so
Oh,
the
I
Q-
wasn't saying that I believe in the Q. See, now look at this guy. He's like, we're out of here.
So the Q theory that I heard wasn't with this inaugural speech, but
Look at
with
this.
Biden's
See, now it's just like,
inaugural.
we're leaving. Like, what the hell is that? It's so bizarre. But yeah, you're
Well,
right.
somebody
That-
probably told them, "Hey, get out of the shot. You know, you're not supposed to be there."
Exactly, but why would they go there in the first place? Because it's like, this is this is one of those things where you don't even need to tell anyone anything. Like, you don't move, you don't go behind the president. The camera is on the president of the United States. You don't do anything until he's done with his speech. He's not done with his speech. Clearly not done with his speech. There could be an innocent explanation. That's one of the Q things, and I don't really understand what they're doing here because it's so bizarre. You would just think that would never happen.
Well, I thought the Q thing was with Biden's inaugural speech and how he wasn't actually in control.
Yeah, he
like
was-
there's something weird.
Oh, that's
with the-
definitely a Q thing.
Yeah.
Or that, I don't know. There was like, wasn't his speech? People thought it was pre-recorded and stuff too.
Tucker says anything we do is at least Q adjacent.
And Base
It's true,
Minnesota
right?
says Jake might be slowly going full Q-tard.
We should keep moving here.
I'm gonna back William up on this one.
It seems like it's one of those episodes
Audience
where we
is
don't
growing.
talk.
What are you talking about? Shut up.
No, you're not. You're not supposed to be looking at that. Remember?
Well, now it's right in my face. Actually, I'm just looking at Bridget the whole time. Nice
Maybe we
dress,
do
Bridget.
need the horse blind.
You're like looking there.
Yeah,
Like
no.
past the, not even at the
I'm like
TV.
surrounding Bridget here. This is
Well, no, it's just I don't want it to be one of those episodes where we don't talk about anything.
It's true.
well, whatever you want. There, it's your show, William.
It's my.
I
You guys
just
hear that?
I just appreciate
Everyone
you.
else, they're witnesses.
We're
right?
all
This is
we're
not
all
my
living in
show.
your world, William. Just I appreciate you letting us breathe some of the oxygen.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying. I was trying to keep us on track.
This was actually a show made for Jesse. The topic, right? Because remember last week we're like,
Well, it's true. We can keep talking about that. It's just we're talking about.
well, thank you
Q
for your
now.
permission. You know
I
what?
see-
This is this is what's happened.
I'm just
Bridget.
giving my input.
This is
here.
what's happened. So he gets married a weekend ago, right? And he just realizes he has no control anymore. So now he has to assert some bit of control in his life.
There's
in his world.
conspiracy theory Jake going at it again.
Q adjacent
Is this?
Jake.
Did Q tell you about this?
Yeah, it was a drop this morning.
I feel like if you're gonna run the show, you have to at least have been in the prep meeting. But that's
Oh,
Oh.
that's true. I
Gotcha on that one.
I had a
Burn.
work meeting for one of my other jobs.
In fact,
so-
if he was in the prep meeting, he would have known we were going to introduce the subject and just riff on it. But he
we
didn't
have
know
been
that.
we
riffing
didn't
on
say
it.
that yet.
Then we started talking about 2017 Q theories at the inauguration.
Oh, you're just worried we're going to get taken off YouTube. That already happened when Jesse said the election was stolen.
Yeah.
What else we got on Trump? Let's just summarize this thing. Number one, Manhattan DA, right, says that he was falsifying business documents. It's a stretch. Everyone knows that's a stretch because, quite frankly, the FEC found nothing wrong with it, right? But they're alleging that he made this hush-hush payment to Stormy Daniels, horse-faced Stormy Daniels, basically so she would go away because he had an affair with horse-faced Stormy Daniels. Ridiculous thing. Porn star. But we listen to porn stars because they're the most credible sources these days.
Well, remember, even after she made that claim, she was still stripping. You know, as her lawyer, Michael Avenatti, was going on CNN, as he was going on all these news networks, making all this money, what did Stormy Daniels have to still do for money? Strip. I'm not even kidding.
Well, she wasn't stripping, right?
Yes, she
Like,
was.
She's a porn star, I
Yeah,
thought.
well, that's what she
Yeah,
was
but I think
doing
she's
after.
stripping, too.
Yeah, I
So,
don't
like,
think
she
it's
was-
mutually exclusive. I think that they can do both, and she was doing it.
By
Is
the
there
way-
money to be? I don't know anything about this. Is there money to be made from stripping? Like someone that high level?
I imagine so. I mean, that's why she was doing it, right? You know, to make money. So
Oh,
I don't
weird.
know.
I like how you act like you don't know. Of course there is. Of course there's big money in that.
I don't. I've always kind of associated it with like lower income status.
I'm sure that like the very high end ones, though. You know,
You would
Would
think
she
they
be
do well.
considered? Now I will dabble in the. Would she be considered?
I don't
a-
know.
higher
I don't
class
know.
stripper? I
Because
don't-
all the Democrats that want a good show, they're going to go to her because
Yeah.
stock value's higher. Anyhow, I haven't seen Mike Avenatti in a while. Why is that? Where's
Well,
he?
he's
Yeah,
in
he's in-
jail.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in prison.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so anyhow, that is a ridiculous claim. So that's one. And you don't hear much about it because I think, quite frankly, it was a weak case. Number two, squeezed in before the second criminal thing, was this decision that Trump assaulted. What did they find him for? Not criminally, but civilly.
Well, they're
liable.
doing defamation. You're saying
Well,
for
no,
the rape
but
thing?
what they found him for was not rape, but it was like
It was defamation, which implies
it
that
was not
yeah,
defamation.
no,
It
they're
was
coming after him for
defamation.
defamation.
I know, but what they found him liable for in civil case was like it was like
De-
sexual assault or something. It was not defamation.
no, because they
Get
they
off
said
your
they
narrative, Q adjacent, William.
no, because they said they didn't have enough evidence, but
Yeah.
for some reason they also determined that it was defamation. So that part I never
Yeah,
understood.
they're claiming that Trump defamed her by defending himself, by saying that she's nuts, by saying that she's crazy, by saying that she's a liar. You know, the fact that he defended himself is now defamation against her, which is, you know, just goes to show you how crazy these people are.
Jean Carroll's civil case, a Manhattan federal jury has determined former President Trump is liable for battery and defamation. And so we're both right.
Okay.
Although
Oh, so
battery,
for
they said a
battery.
battery.
So they determined that he at least like
Well, okay,
assaulted
sexual
her?
abuse. I guess maybe it's criminal code battery.
Oh shoot! So they did find him guilty of that.
Not criminally liable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So accusation of sexual assault. Okay, we're both right, but they're also, I think, coming back on that.
Well, so it's insane that they're actually prosecuting this because the statute of limitations. This is like what?
No, I get that, but we got to move forward, William.
We have a
So,
comment first. Brad Ganzer, $20 rumble rant, says, how can Trump investigations take years and a cocaine in the White House case be wrapped up in a week?
Yeah,
what do you want to do, Brad? We don't know. Get over it.
have
There's
to
no
rant. You
cameras
gave
in
me
the White House. Secret Service has got important stuff to do, Brad. Get over it. We don't know whose cocaine it is. Jeez, Q adjacent Brad. What do you think? It's Hunter's? Oh, that's easy. It's always Hunter's.
Jake getting so mad he almost knocks the mug off the table.
Fake mad, by the way. Totally fake mad.
It's like the Alex Jones kind of mad. This is the market we need to be moving into, the Alex Jones style.
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm gone if that
We're
happens.
not doing that.
Jake needs to start pounding the
I don't want to
desk,
compete with the
screaming.
goat. I'm kidding. I do. I think that guy's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, no, but I agree with what Brad's saying. I mean, it is absolutely crazy that it's taken all this time for them to, if they're going to charge him, they could have done that, immediately after he left office. But the fact that they're doing it now proves that they're only doing it because Trump is running again. If Trump wasn't running, they wouldn't be pursuing these charges. They're only doing this to dirty him up. They only want to make sure that they can, rig the election, make sure that he can't win again. But unfortunately for them, the Patriots that, we know an election can be stolen, so we're not going to let it happen again this time.
Well, and also in responding to Brad's comment, they totally know who did this. And Brad knows it too. We all know who did this. It was Hunter Biden. There are cameras literally everywhere in the White House. And yet they can wrap it up and say, well, we can't comply with FOIA requests because, well, that'd breach Secret Service security. And we have no suspects, so
But
we're just
it'd
going to
be
be
pretty
done with
ballsy for it to be Hunter, don't you think?
No.
Oh, it's pretty
I
ballsy
wouldn't put
to
anything
drive a
past him.
neighborhood on crack cocaine going 120 miles in your Porsche.
But
That's
the fact
pretty
that
ballsy,
he's
too.
been exposed for all this stuff already, and then he brings cocaine
I don't think
to the White House.
The
I don't
dude
know.
left his laptop at a repair store when he's like the vice president's son.
Yeah.
Well, William, we got to move on, but see, I'm reestablishing control of the show. We don't know it's Hunter Biden. What we do know is it's somebody they're trying to protect, right? We just allege it could be Joe Biden's cocaine. It could explain why
Kamala?
sometimes he can actually do stuff.
be
Kamala,
all of them.
she should just be high all the time.
Yeah.
Boy, she's such a bizarre person.
She
way
talks
she
like she's
cackles,
high.
yeah.
She
does,
she don't make any sense ever.
She talks like she's one of those idiots you were referring to earlier.
Yeah, no, she is one of those idiots I was referring to. The way that she talks to people, she talks to people like we're stupid. But the fact is that she doesn't understand what she's talking about either. I mean, there was just a video of her talking about artificial intelligence. It was like the dumbest thing.
AI.
Yeah.
A stands for artificial.
Have you
I
seen this?
stands for
Dawson,
intelligence.
Are you paying attention? All right.
Yeah, Kamala
Go.
Harris, artificial intelligence.
Kamala Harris. It's Kamala. How dare you?
That's what I said.
You said Kamala.
No,
Not-
you got to slightly disrespect them like that. You got to slightly
just teasing.
pronounce
Yeah.
their names
Mega
wrong.
Jesse.
That's how you do it.
But seriously, we got to move on.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's pull up Kamala Harris.
Well, Dawson,
AI.
we
It's
should
so
probably
worth
move
seeing.
on real quick.
Dawson, just look it up.
Base Minnesota says, so why did they pay her $130K? Is that valid that they did pay Stormy $130K?
Trump?
Yeah.
Well, so the Trump campaign paid her hush money, but I actually don't think that's...
Well, it wasn't the Trump campaign.
It wasn't the campaign, right?
No.
Yeah.
Trump paid her hush money. Regardless of the point, like, if someone's coming to you with these wild accusations, you're going to want them to be quiet,
Yeah, I mean,
regardless
that's
whether it's true
Especially
or not.
I'm sure
if you have
celebrities
loads of
do
money,
that often,
130K
too.
is nothing.
Right.
And yeah, she ended up owing him money, so.
Yeah, it's true. Like
Yeah.
$5 million in
Yeah, a lot.
defamation, right? Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it?
Bridget texted me. What am I looking up one more time?
Kamala Harris, artificial intelligence.
We gave him too many conflicting
Brad says Joe
instructions
doesn't
there.
do coke. He is just highly caffeinated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris
awkwardly attempts
AI.
To explain AI.
I think it's that
We need
second
to-
one.
Maybe look it up on like YouTube Shorts.
Well, hold on,
or
how long is
Twitter.
that
Or that
video?
fourth one.
This first one is a minute long, so this is probably just the.
I think it might-
That's it. Yeah, just click. This is obviously going to have some editorialization here because it's a news report. It's like Cadillac should be paying us for that.
Sorry, let me just.
This is so weird.
Kind of a fancy thing. It's first
Here,
of all,
skip
two
back.
letters.
Go back a little
It
bit.
means artificial intelligence.
Listen to Professor Harris as she explains it all.
AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's first of all two letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
Ladies
Wow.
and gentlemen,
I have
the 48th
no idea
Vice
what she
President of the
just
United
said there.
States, Kamala Harris.
Haven't thought about it that way before.
Yeah. Wow.
Kamala,
I swear they give her like 2 or 3 words, and they're like, "All right, make a speech."
Yeah,
out
put
of
it together.
Yeah.
people like that she clearly has no training in any software development,
Yeah.
programming, whatever.
Yeah.
That's why that's a huge part of why people have no idea what AI actually is. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, yeah, you're right. The politicians don't have any idea at all. You know, it's like when Mark Zuckerberg was testifying in front of the Senate.
Oh my
You know, these senators had no idea what to even ask him. They were clueless. And it's the same kind of thing with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. They're technologically illiterate. They don't know what's going on. And that's why Kamala Harris just has to do a bunch of mumbo jumbo because there's nothing to say. She's got nothing to provide, nothing to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the TikTok hearings before Congress?
Yeah.
Where the TikTok
Yes.
CEO
The Indian
came
guy?
before. I'm not. I think he's Asian, but
Okay.
he wasn't defending TikTok. But or I'm not defending TikTok. But one of the senators asked him, "Does your app have the capability to connect to Wi-Fi?"
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You serious?
Yeah. No, you can
Wow.
look that up.
I heard there's a TikTok competitor now, America's Best Videos and Photos or something, ABPV or something
I
like
haven't
that.
heard of this.
Yeah, APBV.
That's gonna
It's
take off.
it's a whole new thing. I don't know
That's
if
an
it's
awful
actually,
name, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't create it, and I don't have it downloaded. I just like that it has America in the title, and that it's not TikTok, and that it's not owned by the CCP.
Well, it sounded like America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah,
for a
that's
second.
kind of what it does sound like. But yeah, no, I have no idea. But at least there's some competition.
This ties into my biggest political opinion that I have, which is that you need to at least know what the internet is before you can be a politician.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Okay.
Comments?
Yeah, Base Minnesota, props to the White House for hiring a VP that's mentally handicapped, very inclusive.
So inclusive. Very good job.
yeah.
Bad Ed Harris says technically India is on the Asian continent. So. you guys
Well,
are
yeah,
both
but when
right.
you say Indian, it's a different implication.
But,
you know?
What's the implication?
Well, you know, the implication.
The implication. Okay. Let's. We got interrupted. Number 1, Manhattan DA. Number 2, sexual assault case, civil. We got stuck on that one, right?
Yes.
And then William's like, we should go on. We should advance in this show. And then
No,
he
no.
kept going around and around. Number 3.
Oh,
that's
maybe.
how the story went. True. You'll go back and watch this. And
Fake
you'll be
news.
like, Jake was right the whole time. Number 3. Well, number 2 in the criminal one. Number 2 is this classified document. The classified boxes hoax, right? Number 3 then is this case that's supposedly going to come down. So it looks like we're going to have another 1 week of news cycle, and Trump's leading it off by telling them that they're basically about to indict him on this one. And that one is all obviously about January 6th, coordinating, like trying to mount the insurrection, right? Now, we're talking about January 6th of 2021. So why are we here during actually election season, right? It's not election year, but it's election season. Why are we doing this now, like 2.5 years later? That's a good question to ask, right?
Yep.
And then number 4, which is not yet, we know he's being investigated, but no charges have come, is down in Georgia, which is collusion to try to like basically overthrow votes. And this
Yeah,
is,
and all
this-
people have to do is listen to the phone call. The phone call audio is out there between Trump and Raffensperger.
It was a perfect phone call.
It was a perfect phone call. Same thing with Trump and Zelensky. Perfect phone call. You know, it's like all you gotta do is
I got that
one.
wrong,
You just
yeah.
gotta read the transcript. But on the Georgia one, like the audio tape is out there. You can hear the inflection of their voice. You can hear how they're saying things. You can hear all the context of things. Trump did nothing wrong, and all he was saying was, there's all this fraud in Georgia. There's all these examples of fraud where we think that we got cheated out of this thing. So he's just saying, look into these examples of fraud, and then we win. You're going to find all these votes, so that's what he said when find the 26,000 votes or whatever he said, he was saying find the 26,000 fraudulent votes for Biden. So
do you think the
Trump
defense,
did nothing wrong?
Do you think the defense will put an infliction expert on the stand?
Such a brat.
I don't know what you mean.
We said you
Is that-
listen to the audio yourself and then infliction.
Yeah,
Got it
that
on
wasn't the
inflection
word. I know. I
issue.
was trying to think of the right word. Of
I know what you.
Change the I.
Yeah.
I know
What
you
what
meant,
is that
yeah.
word? Where
Inflection.
What'd you say?
Inflection.
The inflection.
Inflection. That's
Well,
the
even
word
if it's
that I
an
was thinking of.
inflection, still joke remains. I think he's got a good explanation of that one. Honestly, it's like, so basically, go find me the votes. Basically, they're alluding to, oh, well, he's trying to get fraudulent votes, and it's like, no, there is fraud. Go find those votes, right? That's what he's trying to say. All right, let's go to this story. So why is Lee Finke refusing to debate us? Tell us about this story. Apparently, we got in a little spat on Twitter with.
Can I tell the full story?
Go
or are you
tell
gonna
the
be
story.
offended?
But why is this dude after us?
So, it all started with Lee Finke tweeting that it's unconstitutional to teach the Bible in schools, which we all know is false. They have many religion classes where you can learn about the Bible or any variety of religions, really. So,
Well, and that's just a false premise. They go the separation of church and state, which is not in the Constitution at all. It's
Right.
It's basically a letter from Jefferson to the Danbury Baptists, and it actually goes against their narrative because it's about making sure they understand that the government's not going to interfere with this minority Christian sect called the Baptists, right?
Right.
So that's really the history of it.
It's
not in the
making sure
Constitution.
the church or the state doesn't interfere with the church, not
Right.
the other way around.
They're just saying Congress can't establish a religion, therefore interfering with religious practice.
Right.
The leftists, they totally bastardized this one.
Right.
Proceed.
Thank you. Well, and
I get really animated on that one because the left has, like, going back to my college days, arguing that one, like, they totally get that one wrong.
yep. No, agreed 100%. When you and I spent a couple minutes talking about this, I'm like, hey, should we do a story on this? And you're like, well, it's kind of lame, but it's fun to bash Lee Finke, and he's wrong. So
Well, I was like, it's just not news, right?
It's not
'cause
news,
It's what
but,
the
like-
left always has been saying for decades.
right.
But
We just
yeah,
gotta
it's
hit
like
this.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
So write the story. The next day, and it kind of pops off on Twitter a little bit. And the next day, Lee Finke tweets a screenshot of the story and said, "This is quite funny." And I was like, "Oh, hey, the guy read the thing." So yeah. Oh no, this isn't the story, but I replied to Lee's.
Oh no, there you go. It says posted a screenshot. Click
Yeah.
on that. What's that?
Yep.
Glad Finke reads our stuff.
No, exactly. I didn't know Finke was a fan. So I reply from my personal account because Lee Finke has this blocked on the Action for Liberty account. I say, hey, how about you come on the show? We can talk about this topic. We won't cut it out because we do this live, and we'll let Lee Finke speak his piece. He tweets me saying the Action for Liberty folks have posted the most vile there's a
Content.
light block in my way
Most vile
about me and my
content.
community of any place in
Here,
Minnesota.
I'll read it like Lee Finke, okay? The Action for Liberty folks have posted the most vile content about me. Just a typical lady here. And my community of any place in Minnesota. Truly hateful, degenerate smears and lies. I'll pass.
We got to get you into classes for that, Jake.
That's all he
I
does.
thought that was spot on.
Yeah. Just like any other lady, right?
And so naturally, we had to write a story about it.
Nothing about this is
So let's
natural.
go to the story. Well, our reaction is natural.
Okay,
How about
there you
that?
go.
So let's head back to the. Oh, we're on the story here. Perfect.
What do you? Okay.
I just think it's funny.
You
I
lost
think
your
it's
place.
funny
He totally
that
lost his place.
I did.
He's like,
I
"Shit,
did
I
lose
lost
my
my
space,
place."
but
It's funny.
No, it is hilarious.
Yeah,
that
but didn't you
he
get
gets
attacked?
so pissed
You got
off.
attacked by somebody. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
funny thing.
sorry. Scroll down to the bottom here. This is funny. I have a very punchable face, and I'm not
All
going to
right,
say
in the
that
comment
word.
section, do you agree with what's the person's name in
That's an interesting
Infrasonic Dan?
insult. Twat waffle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you believe
you
that
can tell he's
Mr.
just fuming when he writes
Do you
that
think
too. if he uses
William
words like that.
Twatwaffle has a punchable face? In the comment section, let us know what you think.
No, a lot of
Very
comments
violent.
like that.
Very violent
People were
people,
very
huh?
pissed.
Yeah.
I thought the left was like the tolerant, open party. That's no hate. That's what Lee Finke advocates for. We
Yeah.
want to love everybody. No
Love
hate.
over hate, right?
Love over hate, right?
Yeah, well,
And then here come all the leftist minions in my replies.
any pedos that joined in on the conversation? Not this time?
Well, based on the legislation that Lee Finke introduced,
Right.
we might get sued for defamation
So
too. on
this is
that
what's
one.
interesting to me is And by the way, any lefties that watch this show and they're having a good old time with this segment, I will come on your show. I'll come debate you. I'm glad to do it. Let's talk. Let's discuss these things because I think we can have a reasonable conversation, which will come out ahead because I think science and reason are on our side. But let's have the conversation. Why won't you even discuss this stuff? You guys are creating public policy. Why don't you discuss it with us? You just want to have it on your own. By the way, I was just gonna say they do it on their on the House floor. They don't even do it on the House floor. Lee Finke doesn't answer questions. So when like Republicans go, would the author yield for a question, and then they'll ask the question and they'll just go to their talking points. They don't want to talk about this stuff because they know their arguments are weak.
Well, from what I recall, like towards the end of the debate, Finke was just like, "No, I will not answer questions."
I can't remember that one for sure, but I mean, there's a few examples of people who definitely did that. It was definitely happening in the Senate. Aaron May Quaid and several others who were just refusing to answer questions. And like Jake is saying, that whenever they say, "Okay, yes, I will yield for a question," they stand up and they say whatever they want. They don't answer the question. They pretend like they do. They just have a talking point. They just say whatever they've been saying the entire time. So basically every time Stinky Finke stood up to talk, Finke was saying, transgender surgeries are safe, effective, and good for people. So that was the answer. That was the line. And so that's just that's the way that the Democrats do it. They don't have anything to stand on their own, so they just use talking points.
All right, let's go to the comments section. What do people think? Does this twat waffle have a punchable face?
Brad says not punchable.
Okay, that's one for not punchable.
Tucker says, show him my face. I'll take that punch for you guys. I've got a very thick skull. I can't say the guy's fist will be all right, though. And proceeds to correct us that it's Chris.
Okay, but I do want to point out Tucker didn't respond to the actual question there.
It's true.
So we only have one right now, unpunchable face.
I like my odds so far.
Any for
Brad
punchable?
says, no, that's the only ones that voted.
Oh, okay.
No one wants to hurt my
like
feelings.
people say, if
wow,
you don't have
Dawson
something nice to
says
say.
punchable.
You want to put that to the test?
No,
Dawson, that's under our account, though.
Yeah, here we go.
I know, that is true.
I think this is workplace harassment, actually.
This is. Oh, man.
Stinky Finky, I like it, says Beth Moy.
So to the
right.
Chris Finke, if we want to take a second on this, Matt Walsh has a very good argument about this. And I kind of agree. I don't really care about the name because, like, you can change your name. Like, people change their last names when they get married. You can go by nickname. It's really not that big of a deal. The pronouns, that's a whole different thing because you're just denying biological realities when it comes to that. So
Especially
that's why I'm
they, them, or Zer or something like that.
right, just the ridiculous ones.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with using whatever name somebody wants to go. Sometimes people go by their middle names. Like, it's really not that big of a deal for me because that's kind of normal to go by something different than your birth name. That's why I'm fine with saying Lee Finke, even though Lee Finke is a man.
Yeah, but remember we were talking about this. I think we were talking about on the show. What if we won or ran for office and said, my name's Lee Finke?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, if you could just make up your name,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
why can't we just say we're
Well,
Lee
you'd probably
Finke?
just have to change it legally, right?
Yeah.
Has Lee done it? But if you can't,
Yeah.
actually,
Oh,
you
yeah,
need to
I'm
change it
sure.
legally.
Yeah,
I'm sure he has.
Finke's changed the name.
Okay, but we could technically do it too.
Well, actually, you were looking into this. Didn't Lee go by something else for a while?
Yeah, L-E-L, or I guess Ellie, E-L-L-E.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, all that social media has been deleted. Who knows what kind of creepy stuff was up there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And once again, if gender is just a social construct, why you keep changing your names to like more feminine names? I don't get it. It's just a social construct. Keep Chris. By the way, Chris is like what do they call those? They could go either way names.
Oh,
Not Zach Stevenson either way, but like both,
Gender neutral.
gender neutral.
Yeah,
names,
gender neutral. There you go. I was thinking there was like an ambidextrous term, but that's not true. Right. We got to get to this story. Have you seen the big forum? What was this in Iowa? What was the forum? The Leadership Summit or something like that?
This is the one hosted by the Blaze, right?
By the Blaze, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
don't
feel
remember
bad
the
that we don't
name.
know the name of the actual forum that was taking place because it was like some organization.
Well, there was multiple organizations. Susan B. Anthony Foundation was a part of it. And actually, I found out their president endorsed Mike Pence, so that's interesting. But I don't know what the actual name of this event
So they
was
endorsed
called.
the biggest loser of the night, right?
Yep.
Iowa. What's this called? Summit. I'm just gonna type in. What is it?
It's not a very good name if you can't remember it.
Family something. Family Leadership Summit. Sorry about that, guys. Family Leadership Summit is what it's called.
This is actually something they do year after year, but
Yeah,
this one was
yeah,
more
yeah.
political.
But this
for
year, of
whatever
course,
reason.
they get the
Yeah.
because Iowa's the first in the nation, right? You got
Right.
the Iowa caucuses. Okay, so anyhow, they get Tucker Carlson. Well, they hook up with the Blaze. Good move on the Blaze. By the way, Blaze did a good job providing like color commentary between speeches. Love it. Totally what we would do. I think would be a little bit more entertaining. Just be a little
Than
biased
Tucker?
here. No. Then the Blaze.
Oh, I was like, wow.
Stu and them and Glenn. A little more entertaining. Maybe they have a little more knowledge, but we'd be a little more entertaining. We got Meg and Jesse. And Meg and Jesse just be like, not a good speech. Terrible.
Well, I mean, most of them were not good. That's the
DeSantis
fact.
did good.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Did you watch it?
I did.
Because I watched it and I thought, man, this guy sucks. Because there he was talking about Ukraine. Flip flopping. He wouldn't answer a direct question, and
I disagree.
especially on Ukraine. Tucker pressed him. Ron deflected. Ron
Ron
deflected.
deflected.
That's his new nickname for me. Ron deflected because
Jesse,
he just deflects away from the issue. He says we're lacking mission in Ukraine. So if we're lacking
That's
mission,
true.
Very
well,
true.
I agree, but he wouldn't answer what the mission should be. He was basically
There
alluding
shouldn't
to
be
the
a
fact
mission.
that he thinks there should be. Your guy.
No, he didn't sound like he did.
Yes, he did. You got to rewatch it because that's exactly what he was saying. He was saying that we don't have a mission, we need a mission. And when Tucker Carlson was pressing him, are you going to end this thing? Are you going to, remove the military? Are you going to, stop selling all these weapons and giving them all these weapons? Ron deflected.
Well, so do we have this clip queued up? I actually haven't seen this.
Well, I don't have the Ron DeSantis one because I didn't know. I should have known. I should have saw this one coming. Of course, Jesse thought he did terrible. I don't agree with that statement. Who did do terrible was Mike Pence. If you want to watch just terrible job. And what we're not shocked. Mike Pence is so lame. Like Trump only got him to be on his ticket because he's like the steady hand, that he's the candidate, because Trump already is exciting enough. So, which is like the opposite of John McCain. John McCain actually had to get some spice on his campaign. That's why he appointed Sarah Palin. So, cue up this video. This is a short. This is the best scene of it all. But I'm just going to tell you this way, because this is taken just a tad out of context, but not that much, okay? If you watch the whole thing, there's plenty to dislike about Mike Pence in his performance. It's so pitiful. The guy literally just is trying to convince everyone that we need to basically intervene and fight this proxy war on Ukraine's behalf. And in this segment, he's actually arguing that we need to give him Abrams tanks. 33 Abrams tanks. You got it ready to go, Dawson?
Yep.
All right, let's watch this. This is a 1 minute clip of Tucker taking down Mike Pence.
Mr. Vice President, have you, I know you're running for president. You are
Thank you.
distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States. And it's visible. Our economy has degraded. The suicide rate has jumped. Public filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased. And yet, your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern. Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but that's not my concern.
Worst thing he could have said.
United States, because I think this country's in a lot of trouble. I think Joe Biden has weakened America at home and abroad.
Yeah, let's just go right to the top. And then he just goes right to the talking points. That's the thing that really bugs me about Mike Pence is he's brainless. He's just following the damn talking points.
Oh, he wasn't
So
following the
robotic.
talking points on That's Not My Concern. That's a bad gaffe.
No, what he means is my concern is more that this is going to help America in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, my concern is not framed by you. Of course, it doesn't come out that way,
He shouldn't
right?
have said it like that. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
worded
saying.
it terribly, but
Yeah.
I know
But
what
see,
you
that's
mean.
what I'm saying is I think this is getting construed as something he didn't mean, right? And
But
really,
a gaffe's
you
a gaff. Like,
but
you can use it
I
against.
got it. But when you actually, more importantly, mean it, don't let me forget this. Speaking of gas, what is this whole thing about Kamala? Was it Kamala that said depopulation? That I'm wondering if that is a gaffe.
we could talk about.
Yeah,
I think
don't
that
let me
was
forget that.
intentional.
What's that?
We can talk about it later.
We do need to talk about that. But if it's a gaffe, then it demeans like everything he said. You got to really understand what this guy believes. He's concerned that we're not sending 33 Abrams tanks to go fight Russia on behalf of Ukraine.
Right.
That has
he argues
nothing to do
that
with
Joe
America's-
Biden's not doing enough in the
Correct.
Ukraine war, which is crazy.
And this is the most interesting.
Crazy.
This topic's very interesting. I wish we talked about it more. And I got a little experience in NATO because I was in Kosovo for a year, right? So with Jack Smith, did you know he was a special prosecutor for war crimes in Kosovo?
Is that where the gown
purple
comes
gown?
from?
Yeah, interesting.
Doesn't look like
So I know a lot about Kosovo, by the way.
Yeah.
So he is basically. So the conservative movement right now is so bizarre because you still have the neocons, and the neocons have just flooded the Democrat ranks right now. There's not a lot of opposition. Finally, you found some opposition like the Ilhan Omars of the world once they started sending cluster bombs over there, but the opposition is very weak on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm old enough to remember the Democrats being anti-war, right? So here you go. You got Republicans, the neocon Republicans. Biden's not giving enough aid. That's what they think. Oh, by the way, this just played out in Minnesota. Tom Emmer, neocon Tom Emmer, just voted. What did he do? He voted against an amendment in the NDAA that would have stripped funding.
Right.
Luckily,
that was a Matt Gaetz
Fishbach,
amendment. Yeah, Fishbach,
Stauber, and
Finstad. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about that too because they voted. There were 70 members of the House who voted to defund this war in Ukraine until and I don't even like it fully because they want a mission. I just want us to get the hell out.
That's right.
But so they had 70 votes, which is pretty decent. But obviously it wasn't enough. But it was interesting to see Stauber on there because I know that he's been pretty pro-Ukraine, and same thing with Fishbach and Finstad. But, yeah, I mean, Tom Emmer, where were you? What's going on? I mean, the dude's a total rhino.
Well, he's voting with the Democrats on that. Napkin Nader, thank you very much. Napkin
beat me to it. Rumble Rant. Yep, $10.
$10 Rumble Rant. So appreciate that, Napkin Nader. Maybe it's because he likes what we're saying here. Because, there's a split going on, and we're solidly on the side of we got to stop this nonsense. You're tempting fate of a nuclear holocaust. That's what's happening here. Mm-hmm. This is so absolutely stupid. But I've realized in like some of my friend relationships that a lot of people don't see it this way. And this is another thing that the corporate media is lying to you about. Like, this is a really bad course. Anyhow, there's a lot of us, certainly alternative media seems to be not banging the war drums here, but the mainstream corporate media, the Republican establishment, the Democrat establishment, the neocons, they're all on board with this Ukraine war. And Pence is like the poster child for this thing. And by the way, he's doing very well, and I think he's going to continue doing well. Oh, that was another interesting admission by DeSantis, or as you call Ron Deflectus. Deflecting. Mm-hmm. He admits that the donor class really doesn't want to hear anti-Ukraine sentiments.
Yep.
But that's when he said, but I will stand against this war or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually sent the video over to Dawson so we can analyze it. But, it's the section of Tucker Carlson, and
okay,
Ron
do you have that
DeSantis.
queued up? Do you have that ready, Dawson?
Yep.
I emailed it to you, Dawson.
Yep, I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a little long, so I'm not exactly
how long
sure.
Is it?
I think
minutes.
Just a question. I think a question. Kathy Huron on Facebook says, I read that the largest expenditure of our government now is the interest on our debt, not the debt pay down, just the interest. Our credit card is maxed out. So I guess it's not a question.
Well, I don't know if that's I think it's roughly 700. I don't think it would be the largest. Defense is still like 900 billion. I don't think interest is over that. It's a huge. I'm not trying to minimize what you're saying. And Social Security and Medicare might be. Yeah, I don't know on that one.
Real quick. So one of our mutual friends, Paul Tucci, messaged us in a group.
Liberty Longbeard.
To use a name on the ballot, it has to be a name that you're commonly known as. This is going back to the Lee Finke discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be your legal name. Jesse Ventura was not our former governor's legal name.
That's true.
It was James Janos.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Lee Finke had a primary opponent who filed as Dave Big D Williams.
Mm-hmm.
But the government removed the Big D part, so he's kind of
Dave Thomas,
his
Big
own.
D Dave Thomas, yeah. And yeah, I think that maybe that would have helped out Thomas a little bit in that Democratic primary. But yeah, it was, that's a whole scam right there. That whole Democratic primary where, Finke didn't win the endorsement, is completely tied with another guy, Yakasa Wehi. And all of a sudden, a few days later, Yakasa drops out and he's endorsing Finke. And the whole primary is basically over right then and there. And you got to wonder what happened behind the scenes there to get Yakasa Wehi. A guy from, I don't even know where he's from, but, he's an immigrant. He probably has,
India.
No, he's
Asian.
he's a black guy. Like, I don't want to.
Okay, no, but-
I don't want to say Somalia, but I'll say Somalia. just for using an example. But people that probably don't like transgenders, or they think that they're crazy. So I don't know exactly how it happened, but something happened.
You got any idea who's running against Finke in the future?
No idea. Hopefully
idea.
someone
Hey,
good though. Someone's got to.
I got 2 comments on Tucci. First of all, he's private messaging to get his comments read. Like he doesn't just like the
hasn't
regular.
been
He
here either in
refuses
a
to
long
make a
time.
Rumble account, I think.
What's that?
He refuses to make a Rumble account.
So
Why?
he just can't go on like the common folks.
You can
and
go on Facebook.
He
Sometimes he
could
does
go on
that.
Facebook. Okay, so that's one thing. Number 2, did he really not have any humor in what he was saying, or were we just missing the Big D joke?
Was I missing the big DJ?
Yeah, I can't imagine he comments for the show and he doesn't have just
No,
some-
he
No, it was a
told me
legitimate-
that before that's what that guy wanted to be listed as on the ballot. So it's
I want him
both
back.
a joke and the truth.
I want
Why-
him so back in the studio, and he's a writer in his contract where he gets wings. So
Brad's asking where he is. Where's
I don't know. I've asked him many times, and he's got it right. He gets wings to come on the show, right?
I even bibbed him the last time we did that.
We bibbed him.
Yeah.
You guys,
Oh, okay, I found it out. The guy who challenged Finke in the endorsement last time was a Liberian. Okay, so not Somalian, Liberian. I'll
Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
How long is the DeSantis thing?
8 minutes.
No, we can't do that. But
We
I
gotta-
do want to.
we gotta move on,
Was
Jake.
it come on?
Hey, of course William doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I think you're wrong on this one, but
I mean,
Kamala and depopulation. We have to talk about that, and then we'll
Yeah.
sign off. But
well,
thank you
people
guys
should
for
watch the
everything.
Tucker Carlson interview for themselves with Ron DeSantis, because I mean that was totally my interpretation of what he was doing.
Yeah.
But you couldn't say a good thing about Ron DeSantis if you wanted to.
I certainly could.
Then
do
do
I
it.
want to? No.
So you
But
can't.
You said if I wanted to. I don't want to.
Did I say?
Yeah.
He did, actually.
You said you
Okay.
couldn't.
Okay.
You
He's
couldn't
got you on the
compliment Ron
technicality.
DeSantis if you wanted
Oh,
to.
okay. I see.
And I said you're right, but I don't want to.
Brad
You know,
gives
he's-
another 5. Free will offering for Tucci wings.
There you go.
Yeah.
This
there
is
you go.
Rumble rant for chicken wings.
Touche, I got to give the $5 back if you don't come on, by the way. So you need to come on now. Let us know. If you're still watching, go ahead and private message William again.
He'll give the money back, or he'll finally feed his producer.
What?
Did you do?
I'm so hungry.
What's that?
Nothing.
Canes today?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw you driving back. I was like,
Yeah. I made a funny face at you.
Oh wait, you already had.
okay,
lunch?
so okay. I was like, is that his Canes face? Because it was a really funny face,
is
and you weren't
Cane's
looking at
face.
me. And I was like, he's coming from Canes, and he's got this really funny look on his face, and I think he's got a Canes face.
No, I had my sunglasses on like this, and we were just like either laying across, and I just went.
That's what I thought was your Canes face. This
You
whole
thought he was
time.
making that
I
face
didn't
the
know he
whole ride
saw it
home.
was me, and so he's got this really bizarre look on his face. I'm like, that dude just got himself some Canes. It's probably because the lady there who calls you
Called him
an
an
alligator.
alligator, yeah.
I love her. She's
no,
awesome.
she didn't. She doesn't call me an alligator.
Oh well.
She calls you an alligator.
Only the alpha she calls the
Mm,
alligator. All right, let's. Do you have this video on Kamala on
No,
depopulation?
I don't know what the heck you're talking about. We've been talking
Kamala
about
Harris
everything else.
depopulation.
Just YouTube Kamala depopulation, because this one's a bizarre one to me. Is this a gaffe or did she really
Well,
reveal?
no, because the left genuinely thinks we're overpopulated. Like they talk about it
yeah,
all
but
the time.
the way she says it. Where is this thing?
1 minute up top. This is a.
There you go. 1 minute on top. Forbes is really good with YouTube Shorts and.
Well, then you do not want to see this because we're giving.
Well, now I do
They're
want to see
using
it.
AI voice of Donald Trump for an ad.
Yeah, because I read Sleepy Joe. I was like, what ad is this?
I'm surprised they allowed this on YouTube.
Just take a look at these. Patriots
Oh, that is.
This is hilarious.
That's kind of messed up.
Giving them out for free.
collectible coins, 24-karat gold banknote, hats, flags, you name it.
Well, that's an expensive mystery box then.
Order yours now
For how much?
The last time we did something like this, Patriots
Do you mind if I click?
Yeah, click it.
Yeah, you have to click it. If it's 24 karat, that means it's 100% gold, or like 99.9%.
Oh, that looks
This is
great.
a weird website.
Yeah, check the availability.
Is that? Hold on. No.
It
Is
looks
that AI?
legitimate.
That's not his real voice.
No, it was
Yeah,
AI.
that was AI.
Yeah.
You think this is legitimate?
Well, I
this
mean,
thing's gonna be really expensive.
All kinds of people make Trump gear
Check,
on their
okay,
own.
check availability
that
now.
that was not Trump's voice.
Yeah,
at
of
all.
course not. Yeah. It was AI. But like at a Trump rally, there's all kinds of people
Yes,
selling
it is
his
available.
merchandise.
Use the strategy Trump uses. To
Well, hold
protect
on.
his owners.
We want a free
That's
wealth protection
fraudulent,
kit.
though, if they use his voice to sell
it's not.
something.
No, it's AI. Everybody can tell it's AI.
Well, maybe the older crowd can't tell.
Yeah.
Jake literally can't. The older crowd that William said.
Ouch.
That was like an intentional
That
slight.
was a
yeah.
nice slight.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
No, but it's not illegal to use AI.
Not
It's not
yet.
illegal.
Well,
To
Depends
sell a
on how
product,
you
I
use it.
would think that's fraud.
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, get rid of the X there.
Well, the video never claimed that they were from like Trump.
Yeah.
If you put his voice in there, something sounds like his voice. That's a hard one.
This is a sketchy website, though.
Yeah, very sketchy.
I
guess-
like it.
You should order something from it and let
Well,
us
where's
know.
the
might.
price on this thing? This has
I
got to be
might.
so expensive.
Yeah, I'm ready
Okay,
to
there
grab
you
my
go.
mystery box. Let's see it.
I am ready. Give me all
No.
your
Do
information.
we have to
Oh,
type that
gosh.
in?
Yeah, of
You can
course
put Jake's
do.
info in.
No, do not do
Put
that.
Lee Finke in.
Hold on. So it pushes you back up there once you click down below?
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a list building thing, I think.
All right. No, let's not do this. I want to know a price.
That's crazy that YouTube allows that. That's
Well, they'll catch up on it. They don't know. All right, let's go back to this video. Crazy.
And so we set an ambitious goal to cut our greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030.
She's reading a
And to
teleprompter.
reach net zero emissions by 2050. The investment we are announcing today will help us to achieve these goals, and it will do so much more. Because think also about the impact on not only the local economy, not only on an investment in the entrepreneurs and innovators from and in the community, think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Yeah, okay, so
Everyone agreed with it.
I don't know. I feel like she means reduce
Think of the
carbon
impact on
dioxide.
family
Well, no. So
budgets.
you look at the
When we
video
help
title. It
them
says she means
upgrade
pollution,
their
which I could
heating
see
and cooling
actually.
systems,
Yeah,
lower
reduce
the
pollution.
cost
There you
of
go.
Yeah.
electricity, which
But
means
people,
lower
people,
energy
no one thought
bills
anything of
for
it at the time.
parents.
Obviously.
So
Go ahead.
they have
We
more
were
money.
done there, Dawson.
Okay.
So they think it's pollution. Where did
Oh.
you see that?
It said in the title.
No, I thought the title said population there.
Reduce population.
It did.
She means pollution.
Yeah.
Oh, it said
In the
she
title,
oh,
yeah,
I
she
didn't
means
see that.
pollution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Reduce pollution.
I do want to mention Napkin Nader's comment about the Post Malone cups. Dawson, did you get one of the Post Malone cups today?
Why would I?
What do you mean? It's an extra like $1.39 or something.
I go to Cane's just to get the protein. So I order 6 individual things and then that's it.
I'm a sucker for like those collectible things.
Being of light, Levin says sound is really low.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because actually
Okay.
we've gotten those comments pretty often. I should have brought it up earlier. Like
But-
a lot of times it's just when you guys, like when the video's playing,
Yeah,
not
so
us speaking, it's quieter. And I've noticed actually I've rewatched a couple at some point and it is a lot quieter.
So that's why I didn't hear Trump's voice. I thought it because the decibels it was at. First of all, guys, my ears are
Sure.
not so great these days. I've heard a lot of loud explosions over my time. So fireworks, just fireworks. So I thought it sounded like Trump. Was it
To your
not
credit,
that
it
close?
did sound like Trump.
Oh, okay.
It,
well, then
it was,
I think that's
it was
fraudulent.
just jittery enough where you could tell it's AI. Though.
plus also what he was saying on an ad on YouTube that looked fake. You can infer that it's not.
Yeah, I get it. I would never get duped on this.
But you
stupid
bring
thing.
up
I'm
a
just
good
saying,
point. Maybe
I
people would
think
be fooled.
It's meant to fool people.
Oh, it's meant
Some
to
of
fool,
those stupid
it's meant
idiots,
to fool
right?
old people. It's meant to fool old people, just like infomercials have been doing forever.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like they want to make fun of my age at this point. So.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Yeah. All right. Any comments before we sign off there, Bridget?
Oh, sorry, really fast. With audio being quiet, in order not to blast their ears out, any video that we play has to be a little bit quiet.
Nah, we'll blast our ears out. It was low for me. That's why I really couldn't. When you guys were all like, I could definitely tell. I was like, I can't, but I can't really hear. Back in the Army, they had this audio test, and I won't get into it. There's a way to cheat it, because a lot of us kind of lose hearing after time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's these like sounds that goes ding, ding.
Oh, yeah, they give those to you during like sports physicals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In elementary
and I was
school,
just like, well, I think there was one there. You know, I'm like, I can't hear.
Right.
This.
It's too long. So
all right.
Sure, I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any major comments or questions that I missed.
Okay. Yeah, we did a
During
pretty
the
good
show.
job on that. Good job, Bridget. What do you think of your new
Plus,
set?
you can see.
Somehow your lighting changed during the show.
It did?
Yeah, we got to work on the lighting.
Oh, yeah, actually, it's like a lot. I was yellow before.
Yeah.
Now I'm like white.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I do like the new set. It feels more relaxed somehow.
I like that I can see you guys. Well, like, at least you.
Well, I can see both of you. Like,
did you hear what she just
previously
said? I like how I could see
Well,
you guys. Well, you.
Because I already could see Jesse.
I don't really like that.
I didn't even pick up on that. That's funny.
More comments about Jesse's face. It's just not fair.
Oh, gosh.
No, well, if we're closing out, I might as well just throw it in there. You know, join on Truth Social, our group, Minnesota Patriots for Trump. Tucker and I, we're up to 10 people. You know, it grows every single episode. So, you know, if you want to be on the front lines of the Trump train and the Trump army, feel free to enlist today on Truth Social, Minnesota Patriots for Trump.
Thousands of people watch our podcast, and you only have 10? What is going on?
Well, not everybody's on Truth Social.
Yeah.
I mean, there's idiots like you guys who are obsessed with
I
Twitter,
have a
you
Truth
know.
Social. It's not a great app.
Yeah,
Truth
Twitter.
Social is
app.
basically what's Trump doing. That's what the app is for.
It's what's Trump up to, what's Tucker up to, what's Jesse
I
up
can
to,
get everything
and
on Tucker on Twitter.
Now, for all my real American patriots out there, you should go on Twitter and follow us at @action_liberty. If you're a true patriot, you can follow my personal account and get my personal takes at Beck4Liberty. That's Beck number 4 Liberty.
And if you're looking for a good drink, Super Ultra Right Beer.
yeah.
We do have to
For
try
$50,
that.
we'll send you a 12-pack in 2 months.
Hey, Napkinator said he couldn't find you on Truth.
Oh, it's Minnesota Patriots FOR Trump. So it's not the number 4. It's FOR Trump. Or you can find me at Jesse Talks Truth. JESSE Talks Truth.
Jake, do you color your hair?
What?
Brad's wondering.
Where did he say that?
I don't know. It's coming slow.
Oh.
That one's like a little behind sometimes.
Bridget's just secretly wondering, so she
Yeah, I
made
was
it
just
up.
wondering.
Did he really ask me if
Besides
I
ask
color
you
my
on
hair?
You put like gel in it before we start the show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's why it's
because I
darker.
gotta, otherwise my hair will get messy a little bit. But why does he say color?
I don't know.
What?
Maybe he's
ass.
complimenting you.
No, I don't think he. No, Brad's not complimenting me. I don't know. I obviously get a lot of sun in the summer. Maybe
There we go.
it lightens up a little bit.
Tucker says we need to stop the Planned Parenthood pedo camp in Mankato in a few days. Help spread the word.
Oh yeah,
we even talked about that.
Yeah, no, I thought we did talk about this.
A little bit.
Oh,
But,
maybe I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, no, a little bit. But yeah, no, it's gonna be pretty interesting what they got going on there. From I mean the
They're paying
posters out there
kids.
somewhere.
They're paying kids $150 to go.
15 to 18-year-olds,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I never thought of that. Like a sex camp for 15-year-olds. That is kind of like a pedo-ish, isn't it?
Well, and 18-year-olds are adults. You know, why are they putting minors with adults?
together with them.
Is it a
Yeah,
date
for
camp?
a sexual camp.
They're high school students, right? So
Yeah, but an 18-year-old shouldn't be with a 15-year-old.
It's like a high school senior with a freshman.
Yeah, that's
It's
weird.
like
That does happen.
It's kind of gross at best. Though,
yeah,
you know?
it happens. I mean, that's
It happens, but it shouldn't.
seniors
Yeah.
and sophomores, right? Well, but using your logic, so what's the cutoff? 18 and 17?
18, yeah, basically.
Yeah, but can an 18-year-old date a 17-year-old?
You probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't.
I think that's probably fine.
So what's the cutoff? 3-year difference?
In high school, I think so. Yeah.
Isn't it funny that like when you get older, if you're 40 and you're married to a 37-year-old, no one even cares. It's like
Yeah, well, it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
matter.
different,
It is
yeah.
funny.
Once you're past
Yeah.
18, it doesn't matter. But
it
until
still
that
does. Like a
point,
21 versus
Like an
It's creepy.
80-year-old with an 18-year-old. That's a little. It's like
it's legal.
There's nothing unethical about it.
It's legal,
weird.
yeah.
It's just weird. You know?
Yeah, it's just
well,
weird.
Once again, great point. Was that Tucker that talked to? Yeah, like the fact that because it's obviously grown adults, not just 18-year-olds, but grown adults that will be leading the sex camp. You would imagine.
Yeah.
And you're invited 15-year-olds. What a crazy thing!
It's not an overnight thing.
Tucker's
is it?
parents
No,
are 10 years
not
apart.
overnight. Say what?
Tucker said his parents are 10 years apart.
Okay.
When did your parents meet? I'm curious. I'm
You're
talking
asking
to Tucker.
Tucker?
Yeah.
It seems
See, I'm looking at the comments because the comments
I
are
know.
over there.
I
Bridget,
can
thanks for
tell.
looking at her.
I can see for the most part if
Yeah,
he's
I'm
looking at it. Look at the eyes.
Jesse,
Jesse, you're gonna have to drop some links to your pages in there because people can't find them.
Okay.
Can people find us on Twitter? That's the real important question.
That's true. I don't know.
Can we put a link on True Social, or will they even let us do that?
Wait, what do you mean?
A link on Twitter. I'm sorry, of True Social.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, you just look. Yeah, look for the Twitter, and yeah, we'll put it on there.
Look for the Twitter. Moral of today's story.
All right. You got a plug. You got a plug. I plugged Super Ultra Right beer.
We should-
$50 12 packs.
People
2
really
months
like
from
the
now.
beer talk, I think. And we got to try Houndstein, too.
I know. I just
Yeah,
want to
we
make
do.
fun of Ultra Right beer because I think
Yeah.
people actually finally got it.
Oh, did they?
I have actually. Let's look.
See, if we ordered
What does
some
Beer
like a month
Advocate
ago,
say
we
on it?
finally...
Beer Advocate.
Jake, you didn't even plug the Truth Hurts on Rumble yet.
Well, you guys know that.
Y'all better be
Like,
following the Truth
subscribe.
Hurts on Rumble, by the way. There's a
That's
follow
how
button.
often we plug it.
Make sure you click it.
Yeah.
Beeradvocate.com, and let's look at beers. Let's see what the rating is on Ultra Right beer.
Wasn't Jake the one saying we got to wrap it up?
I'm
Well,
making fun of
it's a
William.
hang.
Tucker's not sure, William, if you saw that. When his
Oh,
parents met.
okay. I was just curious.
Ultra Right beer is Untapped, which is actually owned by Conservative. Gets a 1.4 rating.
Out of 5? Or out of 10?
Beer Advocate. Why can't I find it on Beer Advocate?
This
Oh,
is the
Beth
first
Moy
one.
says our neighbor got his and it's not bad tasting.
Oh.
For the Ultra Right, I'm assuming.
Well, there's 130 reviews, 123 unique views on Untapped, and it gets a 1.41 star. Now, you do wonder if it's like a bunch of lefties that are using it.
Can we still order it, or was it like a limited time thing? I think we should try it on the show.
Base Minnesota wants to know everyone's favorite beer.
I don't like beer. I think that the only thing I drink really is like amaretto.
I would say, if I'm looking at light beers, it'd probably be PBR. But I'm forcing myself to.
Well, I don't have
choose
a
that.
favorite light beer anymore because it was Bud Light before this whole thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I've been drinking Surly Furious ever since.
Surly's always good.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I was going to say before we signed off?
And
Ultra
Dawson, I
beer.
just sent you an email of the Truth Social thing, so if you could put that in the chat, that would work as well.
Oh, gotcha. Will do.
Ultra Right beer was. Oh, plugs. Do you have a plug of any sort?
Yeah, Action
there
for
you go.
Liberty on Truth Hurts. I mean, the truth. I mean, wow.
Action for Liberty on the Truth Hurts.
That was an
That was
awesome
bad.
plug.
I was going to say the Truth Hurts on Rumble is what I meant to say.
I said that.
No, I
You
said it.
can't. You can't.
Yeah,
take
you took
my-
I said it
Dawson's
before
plug.
you.
Give us another plug.
No,
Bridget,
because I
another
said it
plug.
before
No, he said it
Dawson.
first.
No, I'm gonna cut what you said out. And it's gonna be
Okay.
mine.
That's not fair.
That's your
though.
only plug?
Yeah, because you didn't plug it.
Okay.
And I don't have social media really besides, yeah, so.
Do you really not have social media? You don't
No,
have
I
Twitter?
mean, I have Facebook. Oh, I guess
You're
I
on
got
Twitter.
Twitter to reach out to Kyle Rittenhouse, but that's the only thing that I've done on
yeah.
it.
We almost got him for an event.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. What a crazy show.
Hold on, please give me 1 second. I want to post this for Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Look in the chat.
I got to talk because
Here's the.
this is a problem when you got one guy running the dials. You can't end the show until he's done with that current
There you go.
task.
We could start advertising the internship we need to get going on.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
It's another plug.
Speaking of which, although how many people are going to make it to the end of this show, I don't know. I should do this from the beginning of the show. I'm not offended. Like, listen, it's an hour and a half show. Not everyone
And
listens to the whole
56
thing.
people who are still hanging in.
Yeah, the people that are watching, and yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys doing that. But I'm just being honest. A lot of people tune into portions of the show, and I'm fine with that. It's just, it is what it is. Like, I love Joe Rogan's podcast. You think I can listen to all 3 hours of his podcast? It takes me like a half a week, maybe more, just to make it through a 3-hour episode. And I'm listening in chunks, mostly driving.
Read your own
So there you go. In the comment section, you can find Jesse's True Social. there.
In the live chat. If you're watching afterwards, you're out of luck. Sorry.
Okay, then we could repost there.
Yeah.
And so then we are good. We would love, if you know anyone that would love to learn how to do studio and live production work, join Dawson in the control room for this show, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock. Please let us know. How should they reach out to me? Reach out to me, Jake at actionforliberty.com, Jake at action4liberty.com. That'd be the best way to reach out to me. There you go. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday. Take care.